My big advice is honestly stop worrying and stop planning and just go. There are so many people that get stuck on the planning stage. They worry and they want it to be perfect, and it's not gonna be perfect. It's gonna be chaos. Things are gonna happen. You just have to go there and deal with it. No matter how much you prepare, it's not gonna go that way anyway. And so go there, be open minded, and then instead of worrying the next couple of weeks or a month, just like take a day at a time and like deal with the troubles that in front of you and that you need to deal with. And things that you do not need to deal with, don't stress with that. It's gonna come because there's gonna be problems every day is like small and big. So the best thing is kind of just like don't stress about it. Even my first trip, it was very unplanned, but that is usually when you get the best things. You're just like, okay, I'm just gonna go, and it doesn't matter. That's probably the best advice. We have an independent mentality. We're like, I'm first, my family second, then my friends, then and then the people I meet, and the companies are last and the priority list of what is important in our life. In Japan, it's more a group mentality. As a company and people older than you or then have a better job or whatever, then people you don't really know. And then it's your family and then you yourself are last. Yeah, well, the group culture in Japan is like this being polite to stranger. That is what I loved about Japan. It's difficult because one of the best things about Japan, but it's also makes something difficult for the Japanese people themselves. You're harsh in yourself. You're really harsh in yourself. So as a foreigner, oh my God, these people are amazing, but it can bring a little bit of trouble too. Some people believe surprising things happen through fate, but others dismiss such incidents as coincidental. I think I was more on the coincidental. I think I really was. And I think I became more and more accepting of this idea of fate. The blame, plasticity. So that's how we can change it, our blame through exercise and through doings, making the different habits. So obviously accept that there is a scope for changes and there is a scope for us being in charge of having some autonomy over our behaviors because I literally saw the brain changes occurring in response different environment. I visually saw plasticity and brain, new connections forming and memories being made. And it's this plasticity that underpins our consciousness, our ability to learn as we progress through life. I very much agree that there is some scope for autonomy, agency to some degree, but that we each within us have a biological constraints. And it's actually quite empowering to accept that idea. We each have a biological constraint, biological paradigm, and we individually work with it rather than trying to think that we have unlimited potential and we have unlimited control over our lives. I think that's not true. This idea of plasticity has been overhyped, very overhyped, and the health and wellness gurus have really leaped onto this idea because they're trying to make sell their product or sell this concept that we have unfettered agency. It's more empowering to accept that we are each individually different, and a large part of that is due to our biology to try and make ourselves the best person possible, but within those biological constraints. So then you start looking back and you think, well, hang on a second, if we accept that each of us individually has a biological constraint in our behavior, why is that? Why, as a species, have we evolved to have strength and weakness as individuals? And when you look at that span of the different behavior, then you can start to see how, as a society, we are strong by having down strength and weakness and the individuals, and it's when we come together as a culture, or as a community, or as a nation, or the global species, which is more important that you start to build up all of the strength into something that are very useful. So there's a biological, evolutionary, ingrained and purposeful how as having this breeds of behavior that our species is possible of demonstrating. A partner who you choose as a partner to have children with, there are some lovely stories looking at sniff. So how we subconsciously smell people and how our olfactory bulbs kind of take up on information of smells. There was a lovely study that was conducted many years ago when women were asked to smell t-shirts that men had been wearing, and men had been asked to wear these t-shirts for a couple of days, and they were not allowed to eat anything too smelly or do anything that was too smelly. So it was a natural order at the t-shirts that was coming through. And then women would go and put their nose to the armpit area of the t-shirts and rate how attractive they thought that that person might be. And what they found was that you'd rate the smell to be more attractive if they had a very different immune system, genetically. So genetically, if they had a very different major histocompatibility complex MHC components of the immune system, thinking is that you are attracted to people with a very different immune system, genetic receptor, the, the pattern to. So if you have a child with them, then offspring's immune system will contain the genetic elements from both you and your partner, and so it will be stronger, much stronger, and so your children is more likely to survive. Even things like who you are going to be attracted to and who you might have children with subconsciously out of our control in some ways. There's also social type. There is some lovely work that's looking at how some people are more extroverted, some people are more introverted, and both people are important for society. So introverts generally expended much less energy on a smaller number of relationships. So they expended a lot of energy on each individual relationship, and they nurture a few very strong, stable relationships. Whereas extroverts scatters their energies around many different people, and they don't invest in one person quite as much. They're kind of like scattering that. Both types of people are very important. Introverts will help ensure that you've got a supportive small clique of people that can really help each other out. Extroverts are more likely to help exchange ideas from one small clique to another so that it doesn't form an echo chamber that skills innovation can across the different groups. And there is some lovely working looking at how brain and region have different volumes and extroverts compared to introverts. And there seems to be a genetic basis for this as well.